Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to Wreckfest. If you followed the channel long enough, you know that many moons ago I played Next Car game Wreckfest, as it was called. It still does have a little bit of the Next Car game moniker in there. But this game has been in early access for a long time, and crowdfunding and all that stuff. Probably about 4 years, I think. And just recently it finally got fully released. And so I wanted to take an opportunity here to go through and play a little bit for you on camera so you can see what the final result is. We'll just jump into it. I did play a little bit on stream, but I've gone back and I've reset my career so you can see what it's like from the beginning. So without further ado, let's jump right in to the Regional Juniors Championship. And you can see something that I did not see in the early access, which is lawnmower death matches and things like that. We'll do that in a little bit. I think we're going to start off right now with the good old Demolition Racing Series and Natural Born Wreckers. And if we go to our garage here, you can see I only have the one car right now, the Rocket. But what we can do is they do give you 10,000 credits to start out with. So let's take the opportunity to upgrade a few things here. The one thing I'll note to you is it may behoove you not to upgrade, not to spend too much money. You know, like spend enough to get decent positioning in the races, but don't go too crazy right away, because some of these races in this championship require cars that you do not have yet, and you have to buy them from the you know, using the in-game credits from the garage here, like from the market, right? So here's the ones on the market, the Rammer and Gremlin, all that stuff. Some of these you're going to need. Some of these are compact cars. If I look at the well, we can't see it right now, but if I look back at the at this whole challenge, you have to get 1,600 points for the championship in order to move on to the next championship. But some of the events in the championship are locked, and they're locked because I don't have the car for them yet, not because I don't have the points or whatever to do it. So just bear that in mind. I got tripped up by that when I was doing a live stream of it, because I couldn't figure out how these things were locked or why, and it was because I didn't have the right car for it. It does tell you on the screen, but it doesn't point it out too well. It's like it's almost a little bit hidden down at the bottom. But in any event, let's start up the race here. We've got our bonus target on here to spin out at least 3 opponents. You do get stars for all the bonuses. In this case, there'll be 4 stars because each race gives you a different set of bonus to do. And then all that, of course, counts towards points and all that stuff towards the end. So without further ado, let's go to the Midwest Moto Center once it loads in here. And I can say one thing most shortly here is that I have been able to crank up the graphics a bit, and I haven't had any real hang-ups like I had before. Like, there hasn't been any frame rate hitches or anything that I have seen like I was seeing before in the early access. So they have, it appears, tightened it up quite a bit. So that's always good to see when you have a full release come out. Burkhalter in front of us. Wasn't he from Hogan's Heroes? Colonel Burkhalter. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, give him a little love tap. Let him know I'm here. So I like that they have the additional challenges that you can do, the bonus challenges, because it does give you something extra. It does also encourage you to, most of them anyway, encourage you to do some damage to the other racers and stuff. I like that it's a little bit more loosey-goosey with the whole damage and stuff. Some of the physics are a bit broken. I've seen quite a few instances where you'll just hit a random point on the track and it will just slow you to 0, 100 down to 0. Sometimes the AI cars will bump you in such a way that you'll just get an immediate slowdown that you can't really easily recover from. You know, I've had plenty of instances where I've gone from, you know, 2nd place to 15th place in a blink of an eye. So something to bear in mind there is that there's still a little bit of wonkiness with some of the physics. Beyond that, it's been pretty good. I'm playing with the in-game music tracks. I don't think they're copywritten. They don't sound like any kind of copywritten, you know, mainstream music things. They sound like good replications of mainstream music things, but they hopefully are rather independent, and I won't get dinged for it. But you know, we'll try it, see how it goes. Yeah, that was a very quick little run there. 46 seconds was our best lap, and single race we got 1,040 credits, which you'll need, and some bars. Mostly, I think the bars and stuff are like cosmetic items for certain cars, bars for the rocket and stuff. Alright, now the next event, we got to finish in the top 3 for our bonus targets. So let's go ahead and try our luck at that. You can go to the garage in between events to do some upgrades here and there, but like I said, I'm trying to store as many credits as I can and only upgrade if I feel like I'm falling behind too much. Savalax Sand Pit. Let's go do this. Oyster Baron, huh? Carboy Cam. So, the game does, as it did in early access, it forgoes the minimap on the screen, which is an interesting choice. I could kind of see why they did it, because they really wanted to spend real estate on how much damage your car has suffered and all that stuff. But it does run into problems if you happen to get out to an early lead before you've actually run the race course before, because a lot of these race courses can be somewhat ambiguous as to which way you're supposed to turn and whatnot, and it almost behooves you to at least be in 2nd place and let the AI guide you as to which way you're supposed to go next until you've done at least 1 lap. So that's neither here nor there. I'm not saying that that's a negative thing. It's just something that's a little bit different than what you might be expecting if you play a lot of racing games. I am particularly fond of the Forza Horizon games, and even though this is not an open world, with all the modding support and everything that they have in the game, where lots of modders have been putting in new tracks and whatnot, it pretty much could be considered an open world. I mean, there's a lot to go here. You know, you still have player progression with experience points that still unlock car parts and stuff, and even unlock additional cars or variants of cars. So, you know, it's all the trappings of the open world without all the actually having an open world. So I'm cool with that. I think this is pretty good as it is. And that was a solid 2nd, wasn't it? Alright. So air ducts we got, and on to rank 2, and there you can see we unlocked the sport air filter since we went to rank 2. What I will do is go into the garage real fast and do just a quick upgrade wherever we can. Just because we're just having trouble getting into 1st place when we easily could surpass somebody. Alright, there we go. Now, back to the event, and race number 3 of 4. We got to crash out at least 3 opponents on this one to get our bonus target. I haven't gotten any bonus targets yet, so this might be, I mean, then again, I have been spending most of the races out in front, so that's a thing as well. Alright, Fire Rock Raceway. Yeah, speaking of the Forza Horizon stuff, that reminds me that even though I finished the main Forza Horizon 3 game, they announced Forza Horizon 4 is coming out, and I still haven't finished the DLC for 3. I have like the Winter Mountain or whatever it was that I had started on the channel and then never finished it, mostly because it was kind of bland. But there was another one that I really wanted to play, another DLC for it that brought in like the Hot Wheels stuff. So I may end up revisiting that. I'd like to try and revisit that at some point before Forza Horizon 4 comes out, which is supposed to be set in the UK, I believe. And I think that's coming out. Is 4 coming out this year, I think? Is that the one that was set for November of this year, I think? So I want to try to get through the good DLC of 3 before I get into 4. Because I missed out entirely on Forza Horizon 1, and now I don't even think you can get it anymore. So I don't want to. I want to since I've raced in 2 and 3. I want to make sure that I've gotten the most experience I can out of it. This turn is constantly wrecking my face here. So I'm not lining up for it properly. This is very much the type of game where you kind of try to dive down into the corners as much as possible so that you slide around the turns without losing control. And also it's the kind of game where you sort of feather the brakes a little bit, where you kind of tap them while you're holding down the gas, and then kind of let off the gas a little bit. And hopefully not do what I just did there. Just try to get around some of these corners. For some reason I'm having a lot of trouble with just that one corner there. Everything else has been fine to this point. Alright, well, we made a bit of a race out of it that time. Just constantly facing down for first place. I'm not sure that was an English sentence there. It's late, friends. It's late. So, permit me to not make a whole lot of sense here. Alright. Was that guy singing Freebird? It's so Freebird. Okay. I don't think those sound like indie bands. They don't sound like the AAA bands. AAA is what you call them? I don't know what you call them. Mainstream bands? The RIA bands? Well, I don't know. But anyway, cause at least 500 damage. Well, I'll try. I will try. So I've tried numerous times, like spinning these guys out is really difficult. Like there's something, the physics are a little bit sticky, what I would call, where you kind of, I mean they're more realistic, right? When two cars smash together, they stick together. They don't rubber band, you don't bang right off them like you normally do in an action racing game, or arcade racing game. But I kind of do miss the whole, like, having sort of comedic crashes and things, like where you can really easily pit maneuver guys because they'll just go flying off into the sunset whenever you hit them. I wonder whether or not that would be like a good mutator or something that they could put on tracks to be like, yeah, the physics in here are less, what do they call them, soft body physics, and more like, yeah, you're just gonna go clanging off of things and ricocheting around the track. I think that would be an interesting little, like, side thing that they could do to add a little flavor text, as you will, to the game. So as you notice there, I got a rival because he did good damage to me. He banged into me. You get extra experience points for banging up your rival whenever one is declared against you. I'll be mostly leaving him in the dust, I think. Well, I mean, he's like right behind me, but so not really leaving him in the dust per se, but I'm more interested in trying to get first place here than trying to settle a score. I also don't think they have any kind of drafting or anything modeled, because you can kind of park yourself on these guys' butts and it doesn't really seem to matter much. Like, it doesn't necessarily, you know how NASCAR and other like professional drivers will draft and then use that wind to kind of fling themselves around the car in front of them. I don't know if that actually is modeled in this. If it is, it's very, very subtle and not very easy to replicate. Right down to the wire here, but he got it. He got it in front of me. The best lap was 54.5 seconds there. Still not bad. 940 credits we got for it. And a 1.09 multiplier for the difficulty bonus. And we unlocked the Firefly and the Sport Fuel system. Awesome. Was that the last race of this? Yeah. Okay. We still ended up with first place. And we managed to achieve 1 out of 4 of the possible stars. But we only got 360 points because we didn't get first place in every race. Is basically what that is. And that 360 points, as you see, goes towards the championship progress up the top there, just under the title. So we have to get to 1600. Let's do a lawnmower deathmatch because I don't recall seeing this in the early access, and I played it on stream, and it's freaking hilarious, at least to me anyway. So let's jump right in, shall we? It is, as you might think it is, it's Demolition Derby, but I have to get 5 takedowns for the bonus, and it's time limited, so you only get 3 minutes, and yeah, you have to wreck five opponents, and wrecking them basically involves knocking them over so that they fall off their tractor, like that. There's a takedown. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, the wrecking, I think, is a different mechanic. I think that's, you have to actually wreck them, whereas the takedowns are just the target you need. I think. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I know I need to get 5 takedowns for this to work. Oh, there's another guy. I hope there's no blades on the bottom of these tractors, or we've just murdered a few people. I like using the hills to gain some speed. Alright, we got a minute 56 left. Let's see if we can do some damage here. Oh, that was a takedown. So we got 4 takedowns. We need 1 more, and then we've got this in the bag, and then all we gotta do is survive till the end. There's a big crunch in the middle. Oh my goodness. There's 5 takedowns, and yeah, that was the challenge success. If you get taken down by one of the AI, you get just reset, just like that AI did there. So, if you wreck though, that's a whole different issue. I'm at 81 right now on damage. Another takedown. And we got 55 seconds left. Going a whopping, what, 30 miles an hour? I wrecked myself. All right. Well, still got 7 takedowns for it. That's hilarious. I wrecked myself. I can respawn though. And I like how we have Lord Bane over there on his tractor. Batman has never been the same. Oh, I got 2 takedowns on that one. Nice. Just at the bell. All right. 9 opponents I wrecked. And fantastic music too. For a tractor pull here. All right, sport exhaust we got. And a lawnmower as our challenge reward. Awesome. That is rather cool. All right, let's do, I believe this is, where is it at? Mud Mayhem. Why is that locked? I guess we gotta do another Demolition Racing here. What is that? Oh, it needs 600 points. Okay, so this one actually does need 600 points unlock. We're at 560. All right, let's do the Demolition Racing Heat Race with the Dirt Devils. This will be I think this is just a tournament style one where you just go to the semifinals and then the finals. You have to be a certain position, I believe. Yeah, this is a tournament style. All right, and cause at least 1,000 damage and spin out at least 3 opponents. Now, in the tournament style ones, the bonus targets carry all the way through the 3 races. So you have 3 races to do what you need to do there. Unlike the single race tournaments. I'll get those guys out of my way for a bit here. Guy'll help me get around this corner. Excellent. There we go. Eat wall, bastards. Alright. Now, last time I was playing this, I kept getting a... Oh, I'm going to jinx myself now, but last time I played this, I kept getting a best time every time I do a lap, so let's see if I can repeat that. I actually, even on this course, was it this course that I caught up with lap traffic, which is the first time I've ever managed that. So I think it was on the final run of this, because in the tournament style stuff, the quarterfinals and the semifinals are only 3 laps, but then the final is 6. So you get double the race to try and come back from behind. Alright, let's make sure we slow down enough to get around this corner. There we go. And the finish line's around here. There it is. Excellent. Okay, to the semifinal we go. Alright. And start us out in first position. In the pole position. So let's not waste that. Hear a lot of wreckage going on behind me. Go. Spending a lot of time, losing a lot of speed around these turns here. So I'm skidding a little too much. I gotta get a good skid on. It doesn't take too much speed off me while still getting around the turn. Yeah, that was not that great, but wasn't terrible either. Oh, we got a guy on the course here. What's funny was I actually got my challenge target last time I raced this race by having a bunch of cars fly off from the other side of the race course, and I just hit them and spun them. So that got me the spin 3 challenges, three other cars challenge. Well, I've got a 5-second lead, so we're pretty good here. Alright, first place, and then we gotta repeat it one more time. This time was 6 laps. So hang in there. Once we do this, then I will do the oval demolition derby. So you can see what that looks like. Maybe I'll get a better placing in that than I've gotten in the past. Unfortunately, being out in front is a little less dramatic in the tournaments, because, you know, usually in the single races, I think they always set you in the back, even regardless of what you got in the race before. In this one, it's kind of anticlimactic, right? Because most of the draw of the game is wrecking cars, and here you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna bide my time and try to keep these people at bay, or these AIs at bay, as cones go flying through the air. And big old soda can over there I just noticed. And all these people standing up on this overpass here, this pedestrian overpass. I don't know that I'd ever stand up there if such a race course existed. Because that's like inviting some random piece of sheet metal to fly off one of these cars while they're getting wrecked and just, you know, sever a jugular vein or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's got Final Destination written all over it. In my opinion. But then again, you know, I imagine those seats probably only cost $5. If it's cheap, everybody wins, right? Well, I do appreciate that at least there's at least one guy up there wearing a high visibility jacket. You know, so you can actually see when you cut him down with some jagged piece of metal that flies off your car. Do we have metal going here? This doesn't sound like metal. This sounds like a teeny bopper song of some sort. Let's get some metal going here, man. We got metal flying down these courses. We should have some you know, a metal bands or 2 or 5 playing the background music, I think. Get some Dragon Force up in here. Oh, now it sounds like rage metal, whatever they call it, death metal. That's not real metal. That's not real metal. That's just poser metal. That's, hey, we gotta be edgy. We gotta be edgier than a bag full of razor blades metal. I want someone in a giant mullet belting out a tune about how their wife is the greatest ever. Not someone who's like, I got it. All my life sucks things. All right, but anyway, first place on all that. I did mention it's late, right? I just so we're all aware. Just so we're all aware here. I imagine there's a subset of people watching this going, I wish he would record everything late because he's just so crazy. All right, let's get a Demolition Derby in, and then we'll call it here. Let's do it to it. Get the old oval going. And the name of the game of this one is, as you might imagine, stay alive as long as possible, but also go around looking for the easiest pickings you can find. So let them sort of damage themselves for a little bit. And then every once in a while I gotta hit somebody because there will come up a timer. A 30-second timer will come up. But then I'm really just out scouting for someone's whose life bar is low. For the most part. And try to pick them off. There's a slam. Alright, we're so far so good. Still at 92 on our health. There we go. Must get out of the middle though. Now we're down to 75. Being down in the middle is usually cause for getting hit from 7 different angles. And that Cyrus character seems to be down low. See if I can get around there and hit them. Oh, here we go. The Super Sound 2. Yeah, I hit him in the back. Oh, don't hit that wall. Now in this mode, the camera, you can change this in the options, but in this mode, the camera automatically turns around. Oh, hit this guy. Yeah, there we go. The camera automatically turns around when you reverse because you're supposed to reverse into these guys and not do what I'm doing. But, oh, there's another easy guy we can take down. Do a little tap job there. At 54 right now. Okay. Oh, Space Egg! Space Egg! Ah, I missed Space Egg. I missed him. Come back here, Space Egg. Or Desmoke. That works too. Oh, my radiator's blown. My suspension's gone. Got brake damage. What does this guy have up here? He's still got a lot of health. Alright. Somebody who's almost down for the count here. Oh, there's one. Oh, no. I missed him. I gotta hit somebody, though. We got timer up there. 17 seconds on it. Oh, here we go. Target achieved. Awesome. There we go. Now I need to survive to the very end so I can get first place. Oh. Low oil pressure. Everything's going bad here. We're at 23. Left. Is it just me and one other guy? It looks like it. Oh, me and 2 other guys. Alright, come on. I need my contact timers up here. There we go. Critical damage. Another takedown. Alright, we have 1 opponent left. It's me and one other guy. Where is he at? He's on my tail, obviously. Bam! I wrecked. Oh, I wrecked it. He didn't. Second place I got. Alright, well that's fine. I eliminated 4. Alright. Did he just... Hail the ocean. Hail the ocean, everybody. Hail the ocean. Mesh cut for Ragat. 1120 credits we got. And level 5 was squeaked out. So, there you go, friends. That was 180 out of 200 points. 1 out of 2 stars. We're well past the halfway point there on the championship. 940 out of 1600. And you can see a few more things have unlocked. Another lawnmower race challenge. And another Mean Machine challenge there, a racing challenge, and I think there's another demolition. No, yeah, there's Banger Derby over here is the other demolition, but you need a compact car for that. You can see down on the bottom there, car restrictions. You need at least one. I have 0 owned, so that's why I was saying, like you want to save up on your credits, because if I go back and look at the garage here, trying to get a compact car, like these are compacts. This one costs 5,430 credits. The Gremlin is also 5,430. So you can see, you know, it behooves you not to use all your things up on upgrades right away until you've gotten through at least one major challenge. If you don't, I ran into a problem where I didn't have enough credits, so I had to rerun a lot of the races. Like, it'll reset the progress on the race, so it'll reset the points, so then you have to rerun it again, and hopefully you do as good as, or sorry, I hit the mic, as good as or better than you did when the last time around. But yeah, that, my friends, has been Wreckfest. It is by Bugbear and published by THQ Nordic. It is currently $45 US out on Steam, fully released. As always, I'll leave links down in the description so you can do your own due diligence. And if you really, if you like to see me do a series on this, I am open to doing that. I know that there's a lot of RPG content on the channel right now. That's just because I'm on an RPG kick lately. I've been trying to get a lot of RPGs done that I never finished in the past. But that said, if you want me to dig into this as a sort of a regular series where I'm just racing the career mode stuff, I am happy to do that. Just let me know I hate to do this, but I'll do it. Let me know with some thumbs up, and I'll take that as an affirmative in doing a nice little series on this. But I'll actually reset my career and everything, and we'll start from scratch. But anyway, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.